The screams came to an abrupt end, followed by the tooth-piercing sound of chewing. The sound of the devil's sharp teeth crushing Jinpeng's bones was so clear. There is no sound in the starry sky, but this sound, like the voice of the soul, has entered the ears of everyone present. Jinpeng's laws collapsed, and everything from body to soul was bitten into pieces. Everyone present had a creepy feeling, but they were not weak. The same as the King of Gods, who came here under pressure. The Jinpeng clan is also one of the strongest clans, with powerful strength. How could it be devoured without any resistance, and the gap between the two is so big? Blood was still dripping from the corner of the Abyss Dragon Demon's mouth, and he let out a cruel laugh. Don't worry, it will be your turn later. His words made everyone shudder. At this time, the space is imprisoned, and it is almost impossible to escape. The strength is suppressed by the law of the great world, and everyone can say that they have no resistance in the face of the dragon-shaped demon who has recovered to the God King realm. Even if they can fight across the border, it is enough to display the combat power of the God King realm. But that's only the first level combat power of the God King, and it's not even a little bit worse than the Abyssal Dragon Demon. Just look at what happened to Jinpeng. Lin Moyu frowned slightly. What happened in front of him exceeded his expectations. Moreover, the Abyssal Dragon Demon did not feel right to him. After eating Jinpeng, the breath of the Abyssal Dragon Demon seemed to be stronger than before. The most important thing is how he broke through the suppression of the law of the big world. Even if the god came, he couldn't break through the suppression of the law of the great world. How did he do it? In addition, Lin Moyu feels that the Abyssal Dragon Demon itself has some problems. Lin Moyu's soul has reached the peak of the 4th rank, even stronger and sharper than many gods. He felt that the Abyssal Dragon Demon didn't seem to be the main body, it was like a demon clone. Demons have the ability to create clones, and he has seen it more than once in the small world. It is quite normal for a real demon in the big world to have a clone. Lin Moyu also felt another breath from its body. Lin Moyu's eyes lit up, and thunder and lightning flashed in his mind. He finally figured it out, and suddenly became enlightened. He is a clone, and the realm of the body may be more than a god. The breath of the original rune on his body. Lin Moyu feels that if there is any power, it can break through the restrictions of the laws of the big world. Either it is the power beyond the level of the gods, or it is the original power like the original rune. Both are possible. At the beginning, Lin Moyu didn't quite understand why the Abyssal Dragon Demon wanted to eat them and treat them as rations. If he can get in touch with the original rune, he will know it. Just like when he activates the original rune, he can supplement consumption by killing people, and even increase a little soul power. Although the increase is very small, it also shows that the original rune has a similar ability. In this way, the Abyssal Dragon Demon eats them to strengthen itself, and there is a source. Once everything is figured out, it is time to find a way to solve the problem. I don't know if the Skeleton King can kill it. Lin Moyu thought in his heart. In fact, he had no idea about his ultimate combat power against the Skeleton King. You can only know if you have actually played it. Although the Abyssal Dragon Demon used special means to break through the restrictions of the Great World Law, its strength is not very strong, probably around the 3rd level of the God Hand. Skeleton King may not be without the power to fight. What's more, I am still a Black Star Beast leg. If the Skeleton King loses, I have the means to kill the Abyssal Dragon Demon. But that is the last hole card, and I don't want to use it unless it is a last resort. Except for Lin Moyu, no matter what race they are, everyone's face is very ugly. The breath on his body fluctuated violently, wanting to escape but not daring to escape. They were all afraid and fearful, afraid that if they moved, they would become the first victim. No one wants to be the first bird, they all hope that others will go first, maybe they have a chance to escape. But everyone thinks so, and the result is that they all die together. The Abyssal Dragon Demon felt satisfied with their frightened appearance, and laughed wildly in his heart. Be afraid, the more you are afraid, the more benefits I will get. No one knows that the Abyssal Dragon Demon is waiting for their fear to flood. The fear of living beings is the source of his strength. Killing Jinpeng with one bite is to create fear. He could feel the emotion of fear. Everyone's performance satisfied him, but Lin Moyu was the only one. What's the matter with this human race? Why does he have no fear at all? A huge dragon eye landed on Lin Moyu. Aren't you afraid? Lin Moyu answered him with actions. The air-fixing orb in his hand was activated and exploded with a bang. In the space that was already imprisoned, another shackle was added. The ice becomes more stable and viscous. Everyone stared blankly at Lin Moyu. 0. Asking for flowers. What did this guy do? Don't he want to live anymore? Why did he do this? He wants to take us to be buried with him. All kinds of thoughts came up together, some of them didn't understand why, but after that, despair and fear flooded even more. At this moment, the Abyss Dragon Demon was also stunned. What did you do? The corners of Lin Moyu's mouth raised slightly. Thank you, I wanted to kill you, but it was quite a struggle. Originally, even if there were fixed air beads, it would take a lot of effort to kill them all. After all, each of these people is at the peak of the true God realm, or the God King's self-improvement cultivation base. They all have combat strength comparable to that of a God King, and they can't be killed if they want to. It's just that the Abyss Dragon Demon made such a fuss, and under the double confinement, it would be difficult to escape again. The Abyssal Dragon Demon laughed wildly. Are you crazy? You actually said you wanted to kill us. But halfway through his speech, he couldn't continue. The cloudy wind blew violently, and the temperature dropped instantly. This is the center of the stellar fine fire group, and there are even more colorful fine fires burning. Standing here is like being surrounded by thousands of stars, and the temperature is at least tens of millions of degrees. But now, the wind is blowing, and the temperature has dropped sharply. For a moment, it was as if it was about to fall to freezing point, and even the flame of the five-color fine fire seemed to be extinguished. The skeleton throne came down to the world with silvery white flames, and the skeleton king, formed by the power of 9 million skeletons, slowly stood up from the skeleton throne. Its appearance brought a strong sense of oppression. Even if its breath is only the second level of the true God, it feels powerful. Not only the skeleton king, countless skeleton gods will appear in the starry sky. The god general of millions of skeletons completely surrounded the surrounding area, leaving almost no gaps. A total of 500,000 death dragon knights appeared in the starry sky together with the skeleton god, flying and roaring in the starry sky, and uttered dragon chants. The elemental lich jumped out. Law of fire light, aura of heavy water, aura of storm, aura of starlight, aura of light speed, aura of immortality. Halos appeared at the feet of the undead. Render the starry sky into colorful. The powerful and terrifying undead army shocked everyone, and everyone was speechless with their mouths open. At this time, even the abyssal dragon demon was stunned, with deep doubts. Why are there so many puppets? 500,000 death dragon knights, 1 million skeleton generals, plus a skeleton king. The skeleton king is like a general, leading a terrifying army of undead to surround everyone. And Lin Moyu is the marshal on the battlefield, with a blank face and stern eyes overlooking the battlefield. How come? Why are there so many puppets? Who is he? The prince of the human race God City. Did he bring all the puppets of the human race? No, I have seen puppets of the human race, and the puppets of the human race are not like this. Everyone present was in a dazed state. Regardless of whether these skeletons were strong or not, at least there were enough of them to be used as a bluff. Even the abyssal dragon demon was taken aback. But then he had already reacted, and laughed wildly. There is a fart in the number, and each one is only the second level true God. His words were interrupted again. What interrupted him this time was the terrifying sword energy. Millions of 867 Dao sword energy swept across the starry sky, and the skeleton god's aura exploded in an instant, directly reaching the peak of the true God realm. With the addition of all states, the attack power of the skeleton god general from the 9-star technique has even surpassed the peak of the true God. If not to the extent of fighting across borders, it's not far off. The dragon breath of the death dragon knight burned a large area of the starry sky, and the dragon breath contained a strong breath of death. The death power of the law of immortality is raging in the starry sky, corroding all things, obliterating vitality and bringing death. The attacks of the death dragon knights have also reached the level of the 9th level of the true gods, which is enough to cause damage to them. Faced with the overwhelming attack of the undead army, the strong men of all races were completely panicked. How can this be a weak puppet of the 2nd level of the true God? Every attack is either the 9th level of the true God or the peak of the true God. Millions of attacks are enough to kill them. The strong men of all races want to cry but have no tears. They were threatened by the abyss dragon demon just now, and they feel that life and death are unpredictable. Facing Lin Moyu now, I am afraid that he will die without a life. The confinement of the twin space and the siege of millions of undead legions completely cut off their way of life. They counterattacked wildly one by one, but there is no chance. The field of law was defeated, the manifestation of the soul was obliterated, and the screens were endless. The undead army is responsible for destroying the powerhouses of all races, while the skeleton god will target the abyssal dragon demon. The abyssal dragon demon reacted extremely quickly, and before the undead army launched an attack, he had already made a move. The breath of the dragon spewed out from his mouth, and the flames of the abyss on his body were burning fiercely. The dark green flame seemed to burn through the starry sky, and the space was creaking. He rushed towards Lin Moyu frantically. He knew that it was unrealistic to get rid of the army of millions of undead, and the best way was to kill the instigator. And Lin Moyu only has the second level of true god, so he looks very weak. If there is no puppet, Lin Moyu is nothing in his eyes. The undead army couldn't stop the abyssal dragon demon, and the undead army was torn open like a rag. Neither the skeleton god general nor the death dragon knight can stop it. The gap in power level makes the abyssal dragon demon feel like entering a land without people. It's useless. This king is the king of gods. No matter how many puppets you have, they are only true gods. The true god wants to block the god king, wishful thinking. The abyss dragon demon taught Lin Moyu a very vivid lesson. All races require high-end combat power. The higher the realm level, the greater the gap between them. It is not a joke that the legendary invincible strongman can kill a family by one person. Xiao Zhangshan, the god of war of the human race, did this before. One person destroys one family, and no one can stop it. The army of millions of undead blocked the abyssal dragon demon, which had long been expected by Lin Moyu, and Lin Moyu was not surprised. The sword light lit up, filling the starry sky. The expression of the abyssal dragon demon that was rushing forward suddenly changed drastically, and the shouting stopped abruptly. A huge wound appeared on his body, and jet black blood flowed out from the wound. The blood of the dragon demon turned into a dark green abyssal fire in the starry sky, burning blazingly. How come? The abyssal dragon demon couldn't believe it, and looked at the skeleton king in a daze. The 10,000-meter-high skeleton king is much bigger than him. Although the breath emanating from the body is the same as other puppets, it is only the second level of the true god. But the sword just now directly wounded it. The wound almost traversed half of the body, the scales were broken, and the bone could be seen deep. The blood kept flowing, and there were even more terrifying laws on the wound, constantly corroding, making it difficult for the wound to heal. The fire of the abyss burns in the wound, fighting against the law of immortality and obliterating each other. The severe pain made the abyssal dragon demon even more crazy. I will kill you. He rushed over madly, but at this time the skeleton king was already in front of Lin Moyu. The bone sword in his hand swung out again. Tell, kill God. Original flame bodyguard. The abyssal dragon demon roared, and its whole body shone brightly, and the light turned into dark green abyssal fire, covering the whole body. Zhangshan fell into the firelight, and the flames of Zhangshan trembled and swayed, but finally blocked it. Lin Moyu discovered that these flames were not the same as the previous abyssal fires. Compared with the previous abyss fire, it is deeper and more powerful. Don't look at the color difference, but the power effect is completely different. The abyss family among the demons, they claim that the source of power is the endless abyss, and the endless abyss is filled with the fire of the abyss. This abyssal fire, known as the source fire, presumably is one of the fundamental powers of the abyssal demon. Yuanhuo not only blocked the skeleton king's god-slaying sword, but also obliterated the law of immortality on the wound, and the wound began to heal quickly. With the existence of the god-king realm, physical damage is the most insignificant. Even if a limb is severed, it can be reborn. The abyssal dragon demon said coldly, "You are dead, no one can save you." Lin Moyu chuckled disdainfully, "Come over and talk about it later." The skeleton king came out in response, and fought with the abyssal dragon demon. The skeleton king has extraordinary fighting power, dancing a bone sword thousands of meters away, roaring back and forth in the starry sky. The abyssal dragon demon frantically attacked the skeleton king, causing considerable damage to the skeleton king. However, the existence of General Lich allowed skeleton king to ignore some damage. The skeleton king also has the characteristics of other undead. As long as he is not instantly killed, it is difficult to kill him. Lin Moyu has already seen that the skeleton king is actually a little worse than the abyssal dragon demon. If calculated in this way, skeleton king is almost equivalent to the third-order true god. After gathering the strength of 9 million skeletons, the skeleton king can no longer use the realm to measure its combat power. The Skeleton King and the Abyssal Dragon Demon were inseparable, and it was very difficult for the Abyssal Dragon Demon to break through the Skeleton King's block. The screams sounded, and the peak of the true god was killed. Surrounded by millions of skeleton generals and death dragon knights, the powerhouses of all races 3.4 finally couldn't hold on. The sword energy strangled them, depriving them of their last life. Our Chitu clan and your human race have no complaints or regrets, let me go. It was my fault that I shouldn't have chased you down just now. I apologize. For the sake of the fact that our two races have no conflicts, please forgive me. Seeing that death was approaching, several of them begged Lin Moyu for mercy. But Lin Moyu didn't intend to let them go at all, and ignored them at all. Now I want to live, what did I do before? It's too late to say anything now. Lin Moyu has always been ruthless, either don't do it, or do it thoroughly. Lin Moyu found that with the continuation of the battle, the aura of the Abyssal Dragon Demon was constantly weakening. The law of the great world is coming from all directions, as if to suppress him again. Human bastard, I ate you. With a roar, the Abyssal Dragon Demon suddenly grew in size. The Abyssal Dragon Demon, which was originally more than 1,000 meters long, became larger again at this time, quickly reaching 5,000 meters. The aura changed along with it, and the aura became stronger again, pushing away the law of the great world. The body became bigger and the strength multiplied, and the Skeleton King was suppressed on the spot. It seems that the Abyssal Dragon Demon has become extremely powerful, much stronger than before. But Lin Moyu knew that this was not the case at all. He felt the breath of the Origin Rune from the Abyss Dragon Demon, and knew that he had activated the spell brought by the Origin Rune. The technique transformed from the original rune is very powerful, enough to change the situation of the battle. But at the same time, the Origin Rune also has a shortcoming, that is, the duration is very short. According to Lin Moyu's induction, the breath of the Abyssal Dragon Demon began to drop rapidly after reaching its peak. Every second, it will fall back a lot. Based on this calculation, at most 1 minute, the Abyssal Dragon Demon will return to its original state, even worse than before. As long as I can survive this minute, not only will nothing happen, but I can also easily kill the Abyssal Dragon Demon. It's only 1 minute, even if you die a few times, it's not difficult to survive the minute if you use your talent to revive it again. The Skeleton King is not a decoration. Even if the undead army is defeated, it will be no problem to drag it for a while. Lin Moyu is not worried at all, there is no fear at all in his eyes. His eyes made the Abyssal Dragon Demon very unhappy. This king doesn't like your eyes very much. Lin Moyu said lightly, since I don't like it, I gouged out my own eyes and don't want to. As long as I eat you, I don't need to look at it anymore. The Abyssal Dragon Demon roared, and its huge body swept across the starry sky. The starry sky rattled, and its tail was like a whip, whipping the Skeleton King away. At this time, his strength has greatly increased, at least several times stronger than before, and the Skeleton King can no longer stop him. Pulling out the Skeleton King, he rushed towards Lin Moyu with a grin. Lin Moyu didn't panic, the undead wings vibrated and flew hundreds of kilometers away. Affected by the double confinement of space, Lin Moyu's speed was greatly reduced. This speed, in the starry sky, is like a snail crawling. The Abyssal Dragon Demon is also affected by the space orb, but his speed is still much faster than Lin Moyu's. Lin Moyu retreated quickly, while the Skeleton God General and Death Dragon Knight charged forward desperately, trying to stop the Abyssal Dragon Demon as much as possible. Of course, blocking is unstoppable. Lin Moyu just wants them to delay time, even if it is only 0.1 second, it is good. The Abyssal Dragon Demon yelled frantically, full of killing intent, and chased and killed Lin Moyu. He was very fast, caught up in a blink of an eye, and bit down with one bite. But Lin Moyu changed direction at the last moment, and a large number of Lich generals appeared beside him at the same time. At this moment, General Lich became Lin Moyu's scapegoat and was bitten to death by the Abyssal Dragon Demon. You can't escape. The Abyssal Dragon Demon roared and sucked at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu felt a majestic force acting on him, and his body was sucked uncontrollably. The Skeleton King returned at this time, and his sword fell on the chin of the Abyssal Dragon Demon. The Abyssal Dragon Demon let out a painful cry. Although the suction power was not interrupted, it was still weak for a moment. Lin Moyu seized this moment and raised his hand fiercely. Della spell, soul burning. Della spell, soul curse. Della spell, poisonous soul. The triple soul attack brought not weak soul damage, making the Abyssal Dragon Demon scream again. finally interrupted the suction of the abyssal dragon demon. The undead wings shook, cut off the opponent's soul lock, and flew hundreds of kilometers away again. Lin Moyu didn't use the time curse this time, although the time curse is more powerful, but he has concerns. You have to fight, but you can't fight without thinking. Pay attention to where you should pay attention. The abyssal dragon demon is just a clone, and behind him, there is another demon of unknown depth. And this demon also has the origin rune. So Lin Moyu neither used the two original rune spells, Strength Soldiers, Joint Force, nor did he use the Curse of Time. This is because I don't want the other party to know that I have original rune, and I don't want the other party to know that my spell is related to the law of time. Either way, it is easy to attract the other party's coveting. Lin Moyu would not do such a stupid thing to be targeted by a strong man who may surpass the gods, especially the demon race who has a blood feud with the human race. Now he only needs to delay the time, and when the magic time passes, the abyssal dragon demon will return to its original state. It will die when the law of the great world completely suppresses it. 45 seconds. 15 seconds have passed, and there are 45 seconds left. Lin Moyu felt the breath of the abyssal dragon demon weaken further. The abyssal dragon demon also knew his situation, and his eyes were extremely angry. It's impossible to delay. The source fire burns the sky. Accompanied by a roar, the extremely deep fire of the abyss burned blazingly, and the 100,000-kilometer starry sky turned into a sea of flames. The fire of the abyss, known as the source fire, is astonishingly powerful. The skeleton gods will be burned to death in the flames one after another. The skeleton god will die, and the powerhouses of all races who are already on the verge of extinction finally have a chance to breathe. But in the next second, they discovered that these abyssal fires were even more terrifying. Amidst the screams, 2 people were burned to death on the spot. The strong men of all ethnic groups want to cry but have no tears. They really just came out of the tiger's den and entered the pack of wolves. They seem to be doomed to die, and their backs are to the extreme. The moment they were burned to death, Lin Moyu felt the aura of Abyss Dragon map strengthened a bit. Killing people can increase the duration of spells. Lin Moyu thought of one of the characteristics of the original rune spell. Killing people can increase the duration of the spell. Lin Moyu stood in the sea of fire and suffered the damage of the sea of fire. This time the map gun was set a little too big, and Lin Moyu was helpless. But the most troublesome problem right now is not the fire of the abyss. It will take a lot of time to burn him to death with the fire of the abyss alone. The problem now is that the abyssal dragon demon can no longer be allowed to kill people. Since you can't let him kill, then I will kill him. Lin Moyu was heartbroken, and rushed towards the hacker player with all his strength. The Skeleton King rushed forward at the same time, and once again killed the abyssal dragon demon, blocking him, not to hinder himself from killing. Boom! Amidst the sound of the explosion, a guy who was about to die in the living sea was killed by Lin Moyu with corpse explosion at the last moment. Lin Moyu has collected a lot of corpses, and all of them are the corpses of the 9th-level powerhouses of the true gods. Once corpse explosion is used, it is enough to kill the strong in the same place. Even a god king whose cultivation has been suppressed can be seriously injured by the explosion. Boom! There was another loud bang, and Lin Moyu killed the first area again. As long as it is killed by Lin Moyu, the abyssal dragon demon cannot be replenished. The abyssal dragon demon immediately reacted and said in surprise, how did he know? Killing increases the duration of spells, which is the characteristic brought by original rune spells. He didn't know if Lin Moyu found it by mistake, or if he knew it all along. If you already know. It means that Lin Moyu also has original rune. 100 secrets and 1 sparse. Lin Moyu is not aware of the fact that he owns the original rune, and has been guessed and missed. Now he only cares about killing and nothing else. The fire of the abyss burned even more fiercely, and the abyss dragon demon let Lin Moyu go and started attacking others. The two sides began to rush to kill. When gods fight, mortals suffer. The powerhouses of the other races greeted death with despair. When Lin Moyu and the abyssal dragon pointed their guns at him, it was equivalent to a death sentence. There were only 18 people in total before, and a few died one after another, and now there are only a little over 10 left. In a blink of an eye, he was dead. Among them, Lin Moyu grabbed most of the heads, and only Sankey was killed by the abyssal dragon demon. After all, besides himself, Lin Moyu also has the Skeleton King and the undead army, so it is naturally much faster to grab the head. The abyss of the abyssal dragon demon rose again, not only returning to the previous state, but even slightly exceeding it. The duration of the magic spell increased a lot again, and Lin Moyu's previous delay was in vain. Compared with Lin Moyu, he was also a little helpless. Lin Moyu reacted quickly, and the abyss dragon demon did not react too slowly. For now, we can only continue to procrastinate. Fortunately, he is fully confident that there is no problem in consuming the abyssal dragon demon. Especially after the death of these people, the undead army is completely free to target the abyssal dragon demon alone. The 1.5 million undead army, plus the Skeleton King, combined with his own talents and various spells, Lin Moyu doesn't believe it can't be delayed for a mere minute or two. With cruel blood in the eyes of the abyss dragon demon, it charged towards Lin Moyu again. At this moment, he didn't want to waste even 0.1 second, and wanted to get rid of Lin Moyu as quickly as possible. The undead army turned into a sharp point, formed a triangle formation, and rushed towards the abyss dragon demon. Sword chi intertwined, and millions of sword lights hit Lin Shenyuan dragon demon. The dragon's breath sprayed and burned the starry sky, turning the large starry sky into a silvery white color. The law of immortality swells in the sword light and dragon's breath, obliterating the power of the abyssal dragon demon. The deep dark green abyssal fire protected the abyssal dragon demon and blocked all attacks. Don't bother, even the God King can't reach the puppet, and it can't stop the village at all. Damn guy, you ruined this king's plan, you must die here today. The abyssal dragon demon yelled loudly and rushed over like crazy. Countless skeleton gods will be knocked into the air, but in the next second more skeleton gods will block them. The Death Dragon Knights also launched charges against the abyssal dragon demon one after another, but unfortunately they still couldn't break through the defense of the source fire. Lin Moyu destroyed the plan of the abyssal dragon demon this time. After he devoured the powerful people of all races, his own strength would be greatly enhanced. After all, although all kinds of powerhouses have been suppressed to the real God realm, they are all God King realm themselves. For the abyssal dragon demon, it is a great tonic. But now, it was destroyed by Lin Yu. He hates Lin Moyu, and at the same time wants to get rid of Lin Moyu very much. Lin Moyu is not only strong enough, but also has such an astonishing number of puppets. Not only is he a genius, but his identity is also extraordinary. Killing him would be a big blow to the human race. In the eyes of the abyssal dragon demon, nothing but madness is killing, almost crazy. Lin Moyu kept retreating. Although the undead army blocked the abyssal dragon demon, it could at least delay it for a while. The Skeleton King landed again, and swung the god-slaying sword. Flame rose from the body of the abyssal dragon demon, like an invincible armor blocking the sword of the Skeleton King. With the blessing of the original rune technique, the power of the abyssal dragon demon has clearly surpassed the Skeleton King. The formation formed by the undead army was dispersed, and the abyssal dragon demon forcibly knocked a hole out of the undead sea. Countless skeleton gods will be smashed to pieces on the spot, and some will be burned to ashes by the fire of the abyss. Even the Skeleton King couldn't block his impact and was knocked into the air abruptly. Lin Moyu faced the abyssal dragon demon head-on, and the two were close at hand. Go to hell. Quote. The abyssal dragon demon opened its mouth, and a cloud of dark green dragon's breath formed in its mouth. The ferocious gaze and cold voice shook Lin Moyu's soul world. In his eyes, Lin Moyu should be afraid. It's a pity that they didn't. Lin Moyu was still calm, even with a little sarcasm in his eyes. That's right, it's sarcasm. Boom. The explosion sounded, and the huge impact fell on the abyssal dragon demon, causing the flames to distort and weaken rapidly. The power of the explosion is very powerful, comparable to a blow from a god king, and even more than that. The body of the abyssal dragon demon trembled when it was blown up, and the breath of the dragon was interrupted before it could breathe out. Immediately afterwards, explosions followed one after another, continuously. Lin Moyu detonated the corpses in his hands, and bombarded the abyssal dragon demon indiscriminately. Some of these corpses were of the 9th rank of true gods, and some were corpses of god kings who had cultivated themselves. Although the realm was suppressed, the corpse was still the corpse of the God King realm. With the addition of corpse explosion spell, it can exert an attack power that is dozens or even hundreds of times higher than before. Even if he was only the first-level God King before his death, corpse explosion can explode the effect of the second-level God King. There were several explosions in an instant, and the flames protecting the body of the abyssal dragon demon were almost blown out. He was completely stunned. He didn't expect Lin Moyu to have such a trick. At this time, the Skeleton King returned again, and he slashed with his sword. Once again, he slashed the god with a single sword, slashed out with all his strength, shattered the flame that was about to extinguish, and left a huge wound on the abyssal dragon demon again. Blood flowed, and the abyss dragon demon let out a scream. Damn it! Amidst the roar, the flames boiled again, and the wounds on his body were also recovering rapidly. When he came back to his senses, all he could see was the dense and endless army of undead, and Lin Moyu was nowhere to be seen. Lin Moyu hid in the undead army, and his aura was integrated with the undead army, making it difficult to be found. The dozens of explosions in a row just now have exhausted the corpses in his hand, and now only the dark beast is left. This is the final hole card, whether you can use it or not. The effect of the explosion was very good, at least another 10 seconds for himself. Backquote, there are 40 seconds left. Quote, Lin Moyu was hiding in the undead army, silently calculating. In 40 seconds, the battle will be over. The Abyss Dragon Demon didn't want to let Lin Moyu go, and Lin Moyu didn't want to let him go. Losing the trace of Lin Moyu again, the Abyss Dragon Demon roared angrily, since you want to hide, then kill all your puppets and see where you can hide. The source of fire, burning the world. In his roar, the flames on his body rose wildly, and the starry sky turned into a sea of flames again. The fire of the abyss, known as the source fire, first burned fiercely, and then erupted like a volcano, spraying everywhere in the starry sky. The jetted flames were sucked back by the sea of flames, and exploded like a falling meteorite. The skeleton god will be blown to pieces, smashed to pieces. The explosion swept across the entire sea of flames, and Lin Moyu was also affected by it. White light flashed on his body, and all the damage was sent to the undead army. In just 2 seconds, the undead army collapsed for the first time, and then they were revived collectively under the passive spell of the undead. The sea of flames was still boiling, and the resurrected undead army didn't last for a few seconds before collapsing again. Lin Moyu's figure appeared in the sea of flames, and the voice of the soul of the abyssal dragon came, see how many puppets you have for me to kill. In the starry sky, double confinement, it is extremely difficult for Lin Moyu to escape from the flames. The undead army collapsed too fast, and it would collapse once in only 2 seconds. 6 chances are just 12 seconds. Even if all newborn talents are fully regenerated, it is only 12 seconds longer. It took only 24 seconds before and after, and the magic effect of the original rune of the abyssal dragon demon still exists. Lin Moyu sighed softly, it seems that it can only be used. Lin Moyu originally didn't plan to use the Black Star Beast leg. After all, this kind of hole card is used to save his life. He underestimated the power of the abyssal dragon demon, and now it seems that there is no need for it. Lin Moyu was about to take out the Black Star Beast leg, when suddenly a blue light entered into the sea of flames, exploded with a bang, turned into a ball of light, and instantly enveloped him in it. The blue sky. The sea of fire was separated by the blue sky, and in the blue light, cracks appeared in the space, and you walked out of the cracks softly and gracefully. Lin Moyu asked in surprise, why are you here? Yu Qingru still raised her head, with a haughty look on her face. This princess can come and go whenever she wants, I want you to take care of her. Lin Moyu naturally knew why she came here, and didn't care what she said. You are not his opponent, so what are you here for? Yu softly snorted, although I can't beat him, it's fine to take you away. Under the burning of the source fire, the blue sky made a cracking sound, as if it would be broken at any time. Yu Qingru's face changed slightly, and with a swipe of her finger, a crack appeared in the space. Go in. With a soft drink, Lin Moyu walked in without hesitation. What he thought was that if he could escape now, he would come back to find the abyssal dragon demon when the time came. Without the blessing of original rune, it is not difficult to deal with the abyssal dragon demon. In this way, there is no need to waste Black Star Beast legs. Lin Moyu was really reluctant to kill the abyssal dragon demon with the Black Star Beast leg. 680 Yu Qingru couldn't help showing a beautiful smile on her pretty face when she saw Lin Moyu enter the space crack so simply. Lin Moyu's behavior represents a lot of trust in himself. After Lin Moyu entered, Yu Qingru also stepped into it. The space crack closed, just as the azure sky reached its limit and was burned by flames. The blue sky of the Murlocs in the starry sky. What does this kid have to do with the starry sky Murlocs? The abyssal dragon demon recognized the origin of the blue sky at a glance, and the killing intent in his eyes was still strong. Even so, you still don't want to escape. He spit out a bead from his mouth, and the bead glistened, pointing the direction instantly. Go! The beads burst into brilliant light, and a gate suddenly appeared in the starry sky, and the abyssal dragon demon rushed into the gate without hesitation. The gate looked small, but when the abyss dragon demon entered, its body kept shrinking, and the process went very smoothly. In order to hunt down Lin Moyu, he didn't even want the colorful fire. It can be seen how determined he is to kill Lin Moyu. Tens of millions of kilometers away, Lin Moyu and Yu Qingru appeared in the starry sky one after the other. In the starry sky here, there is no space confinement, and the abyss dragon demon has been shaken off. Yu Qingru let out a long breath. It finally came out, under the space law of this princess. Before she could finish speaking, a field of laws suddenly swept over, covering the starry sky. Then she and Lin Moyu felt the viscous feeling from the space at the same time, and the space was imprisoned again. The roar of the abyssal dragon demon sounded in the soul, "Don't try to escape." Yu Qingru's face changed. How could this happen? Then not far away, a door suddenly appeared. A light blue bead flew out from the gate, and the bead exuded the breath of space law. It is this bead that confines the space, and it is also this bead that points out the direction for the abyssal dragon demon and leads the abyssal dragon demon to chase and kill it. The abyssal dragon demon flew out from behind the gate, rapidly growing in size in the air. Yu Qingru's complexion changed slightly, and her voice became sharper. Why is the starry sky orb in your hand? The abyssal dragon demon looked at Yu Qingru. Can you control it? Little girl. For the sake of you being the starry sky murlocs, this king will let you go. Get out of here quickly, or I will kill you together. Apparently, the abyssal dragon demon has scruples about the starry sky murlocs. Otherwise, with his character, how could he let Yu Qingru go? Yu Qingru had no intention of leaving at all, but asked angrily, "Why is the starry sky bead in your hand, and where did you get the starry sky bead?" The abyssal dragon demon looked at Yu Qingru coldly. He didn't have much time, killing intent flashed in his eyes, and he had already made a decision. Then you will die together. The dragon's breath spewed out suddenly without any warning. Yu Qingru's face changed drastically. With her own strength, she can't be an enemy of Abyss Longwei at all. She took out a bead in her hand and quickly activated it. It was another blue sky, which protected her and Lin Moyu. The abyss dragon demon said coldly, "It's useless." The abyssal dragon demon spewed out several dragon breaths, Akai, in a row, and the latter dragon breath came first, and gathered together with the first dragon breath, and the dragon breath hit the blue sky like a stream of light. After the blue sky vibrated violently several times, it exploded into pieces. Behind the shattered blue sky, the dragon's breath was only a little weaker, and it still blasted towards Yu Qingru without changing its momentum. Yu Qingru didn't expect the abyssal dragon demon to be so powerful, and the blue sky to be so vulnerable. She remained calm, and swung a powerful sword light from the long sword in her hand. The sword light contained the law of space, tore apart the space, and collided with the dragon's breath. The law was shattered, and Yu softly snorted. The law contained her personal will, which was instantly burned out by the dragon's breath. Her soul was also slightly shaken. Yu Qingru's complexion changed drastically, and she stretched out her hand, intending to break open the space. But the space is imprisoned. Without the blue sky to separate the space, she can't directly draw the sky space. Yu Qingru's pretty face turned pale, and at the moment of life and death, she suddenly turned her head and said to Lin Moyu, "Hurry up." She didn't go, her soul was locked, and it was useless to escape. Not everyone can cut off the soul lock like Lin Moyu. She turned her head and didn't see Lin Moyu. The bright eyes suddenly became dim, but Lin Moyu had already left. But it's good to go. Fear spread in my heart, and at the same time there was a touch of loss. Suddenly her vision went dark, and a group of black shadows completely enveloped herself, and then she felt a familiar aura. It was Lin Moyu's breath. Lin Moyu didn't leave, but spread the wings of the dead, completely wrapping Yu Qingru. A warm feeling came to my heart. For some reason, Yu Qingru suddenly felt not afraid. Even death doesn't seem to be scary. But then she exclaimed again, "Why didn't you leave?" Lin Moyu said lightly, "Why do you have to leave? You're going to die." "Just him. He still can't kill me." The dragon's breath hit Lin Moyu and exploded in the starry sky. Lin Moyu's whole body lit up with white light, and the undead army quickly collapsed in the magic star, and then quickly reborn. Seeing Lin Moyu being swallowed by the dragon's breath, the abyssal dragon demon laughed loudly, "Die. A mere second-level true god, how could it be possible to block his dragon's breath?" With tears in Yu Qingru's eyes, Lin Moyu blocked the attack with his body. But Lin Moyu didn't say a word, silently bearing the dragon's breath and burning. He must be in pain right now. Yu Qingru inexplicably came up with this thought. Her nose couldn't help but feel sore, and tears flowed from the corners of her eyes. During the burning of the dragon's breath, Lin Moyu was silent. After going on for about 10 seconds, his whole body exuded purple light, and he regained his life. The dragon's breath also gradually extinguished in the purple light. Lin Moyu let go of Yu Qingru, and turned to look at the abyssal dragon demon. The abyssal dragon demon made an unbelievable voice. How is it possible? How can you be fine? Guess. Lin Moyu chuckled and pointed lightly. Boom. The abyssal dragon demon felt a fatal threat, but it was too late. The roaring sound not only resounded in the ears, but also vibrated in the soul world. He saw with his own eyes that his huge body was torn apart, and his soul world was also obliterated by an invisible and terrifying force. In the inexplicable world, the green to black abyss flames are burning. A pair of huge eyes opened suddenly, followed by an earth-shattering roar. Many demons in this world were awakened, trembling under the opponent's roar, and did not dare to move. The flames of the abyss danced coquettishly amidst the sound, making the whole world even more eerie. The huge dragon's head protruded slowly from the flames, its eyes passed through the firelight, crossed the starry sky, and fell to an infinite distance. Who are you? The second level of the true god can actually hit the attack of the ninth level of the king of gods. What kind of magic weapon is used? What is your identity? How can you have such a treasure? This deity remembers your aura. No matter who you are, if you dare to kill this deity's clone, you will have to pay the price. The gloomy voice was accompanied by the flames, beating violently, making the atmosphere even more gloomy. In the sound, there is a rolling murderous intent. After hearing this voice, many demons shuddered at first, and then their bodies were shattered and their souls annihilated in silence. Just a few words, at least tens of thousands of demons died unexpectedly. But the owner of the dragon head didn't care about it. For the devil, the weak have no right to live. He couldn't bear even a trace of his murderous intent, and he deserved his death. All the dead demons, corpses and fragments of souls that hadn't completely dissipated flew into his mouth and became his food. In the starry sky, Yu gently covered her small mouth, her face full of disbelief. Lin Moyu actually killed the abyss dragon demon, and it was an instant kill. She couldn't understand what method Lin Moyu used to be so fierce. Lin Moyu is so mysterious, breaking through the limits of his imagination time and time again. But anyway, these are not important. The important thing is that Lin Moyu risked his life to save himself. If he bears the attack of the abyssal dragon demon by himself, he is close to death. Lin Moyu blocked all the attacks with his body. The way she looks at Lin Moyu has changed. It is different from before. This change is natural and not artificial. Even Yu Qingru didn't realize that the only thing that hasn't changed is her proud aura as a princess. Lin Moyu was not at all surprised that the abyssal dragon demon was instantly killed by him. The Black Star Beast legs have been used to perform corpse explosion. The Black Star Beast is a giant beast of the 8th level God King, and its legs can at least exert the attack of the 8th level God King, or even the 9th level attack of the God King. Under this kind of attack, the abyssal dragon demon has no reason to survive. Lin Moyu knew in his heart that he had provoked a strong enemy. The abyssal dragon demon is just a clone, and there is a powerful body behind it. In the future, you must be extremely careful in your actions, and if you have the opportunity, you must get some cards in your hand. The terrace of the God King may not be enough. If the corpse of the god can be obtained, it will be better. However, the corpse of the god is not easy to deal with. If the opponent is an existence beyond the god, the corpse of the god alone is not enough. As for whether he could get the corpse that existed above the god, Lin Moyu never thought about it. The corpses above the God Kings will no longer appear in the trading center, which shows that the corpses above the God Kings are of great use. According to this calculation, the gods and the corpses above the gods must be more useful and more precious. Lin Moyu shook his head slightly, leaving this seemingly unsolvable question behind. Suddenly seeing Yu Qingru's pretty face with tears in the corner of his eyes, Lin Moyu asked strangely, "Are you crying?" Yu Qingru immediately turned her head, and when she turned back again, the tears in the corners of her eyes had disappeared. She snorted softly, "Why is this princess crying?" She was still as proud as ever. Lin Moyu didn't dwell on this question, but instead asked, "Why are you here?" Yu Qingru said, "You guys are making such a big commotion, how could this princess not be here? What's more, you still owe the princess a favor. Before the debt is repaid, I can't let you die." Seeing Yu Qingru's proud appearance, Lin Moyu felt a little amusing. Fortunately, she could think of the reason for such a pressure, and it is estimated that she had already thought of it before doing it. Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't expose it. "Now, let's pay back the favor I owe you." Yu Qingru snorted, her eyes widened. "Are you kidding me? Just now the princess saved you once, and you saved me again later, so it's clear. I haven't repaid the favor I owed to the princess before. If you think about it, forget it, choose." The wide-eyed appearance of Yu Qingru is kind of cute, and she seems to be a little more proud. Lin Moyu continued to tease her. "I didn't save you, you came to save me, can that count? Why can't it be counted?" Yu Qingru raised her proud head and straightened her slender and white neck. "We are only telling the truth, and the fact is that this princess saved you once. 0. Asking for flowers. She looks like a proud white swan." Yu Qingru is tall and tall, not much shorter than Lin Moyu. Now with her head held high, her seductive lips almost touched Lin Moyu's face. Lin Moyu took half a step back calmly. "All right, I'll just pretend you're right. It's what you call it. When will this princess say something wrong?" Yu Qingru pressed her step by step, approaching the past again. Lin Moyu took another half step back. This time Yu Qingru felt that something was wrong, and quickly reacted. Her pretty face blushed. In order to cover up her embarrassment, Yu Qingru muttered, "Anyway, you remember, you still owe this princess a favor, and I will ask the princess to find you in the future, so don't shirk." After finishing speaking, Yu Qingru stretched out his hand and made a move. The corpse of the abyssal dragon demon flew over, and then Yu gently squeezed a formula, and the fingertips emitted a faint blue light. Lin Moyu can feel that the law of space is fluctuating. A few seconds later, similar fluctuations came from the corpse of the abyssal dragon demon. Then a small blue bead burst out and flew in front of Yu Qingru. As for the starry sky bead, Yu Qingru just asked twice where the abyssal dragon demon got the starry sky bead. The abyssal dragon demon obviously didn't master the laws of space, but it could use the starry sky beads to confine space. Even though the abyssal dragon demon is dead now, the starry sky of thousands of kilometers is still firmly imprisoned. Yu gently held the starry sky bead, the light on the starry sky bead gradually dimmed, and the imprisoned space also returned to normal. "The starry sky orb was originally an item of our clan, so I took it away." Yu gently waved the starry sky orb in his hand, and said something to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu smiled lightly. "You are really welcome." Yu softly snorted, "This princess takes something from my clan, so why be polite? Besides, this princess is doing it for your own good. If you get this thing, maybe you will be killed. Look, this guy is dead." In addition to being thick-skinned and proud, this princess has also learned to speak nonsense with her eyes open. What does the death of the abyss dragon demon have to do with the starry sky orb? Lin Moyu looked at Yu Qingru lightly. "So, I still need to thank you." Yu Qingru pretended not to understand the meaning of Lin Moyu's words. "No need, this princess is very generous, thank you." He. Lin Moyu stared at Yu gently with playfulness in his eyes. Yu Qingru was a little uncomfortable being stared at. Her pretty face flushed slightly. "This princess is leaving now, see you next time." After she finished speaking, she opened the space rift and drilled directly into the knife. Yu Qingru left in a hurry and looked a little embarrassed. Lin Moyu couldn't help laughing. "It's really interesting." Originally, he never thought about going to grab some starry sky beads. From the time Yu Qingru recognized the starry sky bead, Lin Moyu knew that the starry sky bead was very important to her. It's not even important to her personally, but to the entire starry sky murlocs. If he insisted on obtaining the starry sky orb, he might offend the entire starry sky murlocs, and the gain would outweigh the loss. And Yu Qingru was right about one thing: no matter what the reason was, she did risk her life to save herself. It doesn't matter whether she can be rescued or not, the important thing is that she came, and she came here risking her life. Lin Moyu doesn't believe it. She won't see the next day of the abyssal dragon demon. She knew that the danger was still coming, and this alone was enough. What is the starry sky bead? It's just a foreign object. Foreign things are not as important as friendship. Lin Moyu reached out to collect the corpse of the abyssal dragon demon, and exchanged the 8th-ranked Black Star Beast for the 3rd-ranked abyssal dragon demon. It was a loss, but it was also a helpless move. Lin Moyu didn't think it was a pity. I don't know if this dragon demon meat can be eaten, but I'll take it back and give Senior Chusheng a taste. Lin Moyu thinks that there are records in the human race materials that dragon liver and phoenix gallbladder are extremely delicious, and dragon meat is also the best ingredient. But it's hard to say whether the abyssal dragon demon of the demon clan is the best food. Lin Moyu found 6 dragon balls from the corpse of the abyssal dragon demon. Somewhat similar to the Dragon Ball of the Dragon Clan, the Dragon Ball is the essence of the Dragon Clan. Although it is not very useful to the outsiders, it is the ultimate treasure for the Dragon Clan. Lin Moyu immediately put it away rudely. One of the Dragon Balls exudes a special atmosphere. Antares told Lin Moyu that a Dragon Ball like this is a storage Dragon Ball used to store items in the Dragon Clan. Almost every member of the Dragon Clan will have such a Dragon Ball. Antares also taught Lin Moyu how to open the storage Dragon Balls. At that time, Antares said this: if you kill the dragons, don't get nothing. You still have to grab what you should grab. A divine dragon of the Dragon Clan was teaching an outsider how to rob members of the Dragon Clan. It sounded a little magical at the time. After opening the storage Dragon Ball, Lin Moyu was shocked by the amount of items inside. The abyssal dragon demon has obviously mixed a lot here, and his harvest is extremely rich. There are more than 10,000 ordinary fine fires alone, and there are countless magic weapons of various materials. Lin Moyu doesn't know most of these magic weapons, but they are definitely from various races. Obviously, their original owners have been eaten by the abyssal dragon demon and have become the nourishment for the growth of the abyssal dragon demon. It is obviously not the first time that the abyssal dragon demon has done such a thing. Seeing his familiarity, Lin Moyu believes that he must have done the same thing before. Otherwise, it is impossible to explain so many harvests in the storage Dragon Ball. In any case, these things are now their own. After returning, throw it directly to the trading center, let the trader evaluate the headache, and don't need to trouble yourself. Looking at the central area, Lin Moyu smiled. The girl should have taken the 5-color essence fire away. Yu left gently, and Lin Moyu guessed that she would most likely go to the central area. According to her way of grabbing the 4-color fine fire, the 5-color fine fire will definitely not let it go. As soon as the undead wings fluttered, Lin Moyu turned into a streamer and flew away rapidly. Over tens of millions of kilometers, came to the center. Lin Moyu smiled as expected. The 5-color essence fire disappeared long ago. Needless to say, it was Yu Qingru who came over and took it away. Lin Moyu could vaguely feel Yu's soft and residual breath. But it is not empty, there are a few things left in the place where the original colorful fire was. They are all storage utensils left behind after the strongmen of various ethnic groups were killed. Yu Qingru collected them all and left them here without taking them away. That means telling Lin Moyu that the princess of Wakajinghuo has taken it away, but the princess has not taken these storage props. This princess is still very loyal. If she wants to take it, she can even take these things away. Lin Moyu smiled, and found this person more and more interesting. He bluntly put away all the storage props. In fact, most of the storage utensils of the strongmen of various races who died here have been taken away by Lin Moyu along with their bodies. Later, the corpses were used as weapons to blow up the abyssal dragon demons, and there were no corpses left. Only a few who were killed by the abyssal dragon demon, or those who were too far away, killed by the undead army and the skeleton king, had storage items left here. At that time, Lin Moyu's speed was too slow, and there was no time for him to collect them. It is a lot of income again. The exact amount of income has long been unable to be counted. Lin Moyu only knows that the number of ordinary stellar fires on his body has exceeded 50,000. But for this mission, just collecting flowers is enough. I don't know how many times the excess is completed. But it can't be counted now. Lin Moyu plans to cultivate 6-color fine fire. Judging from the sublimation of Summon the Skeleton King, it is not very safe to rely solely on the sublimation of the 5-color essence fire. If there is no star fire to join before, the sublimation is very likely to fail. Now that the star fire has been used up, if you want to increase the probability, you must at least use the 6-color fire. If it is possible, Lin Moyu even wants to cultivate the 7-color fine fire and the 8-color fine fire. But if he wants to cultivate the 6-color fine fire, he can't do it here. He has to go deeper and go to the 5th star fine fire, which is also known as the area where the fine fire originates. From the 4th star group of fine fires to the source of fine fires, it is necessary to pass through a 4,000 kilometer long void. Even if he flies with all his strength, it will take a long time to fly. But there is no way, for the sublimation of the technique, this trip will have to go sooner or later. Lin Moyu thought for a while, but didn't leave immediately. Looking at the stellar fires he already had, Lin Moyu decided to cultivate some colorful fires first. In case I can't get there, or if I can't cultivate the 6-color fine fire, at least I can use the 5-color fine fire to try to sublimate. There were not many people in the 4th star's Jinguo group. After the battle of the Abyss Dragon Demon, they basically died. Except for the stellar fire, this place has become empty. In this way, Lin Moyu's actions are much faster and more convenient. If there are any more people who don't open their eyes and come to the door, Lin Moyu will let them taste the power of Skeleton King. Holding the shell in hand, looking for the whereabouts of the flashing fire. After searching for a long time, the shell finally responded, pointing out a place where a flash fire will appear. It just so happens that there is also a stellar essence there, and the stellar essence will inevitably mutate after being impacted by the flash fire, and then sublimate the warm stellar essence. It's a pity that there are not many stellar essence fires around, and at most they can only evolve into 4-color essence fires, and cannot evolve into 5-color essence fires. With previous experience, Lin Moyu did not hesitate to take out a large number of stellar fine fires and arrange them around. When the flash fire appears and the mutation and sublimation begins, it will be able to absorb a sufficient amount of stellar essence fire at once. The whole process was exactly as Lin Moyu thought. There are 452 stellar fires around, plus those specially placed by Lin Moyu. It is enough to form colorful fire. When there were more than 450 flowers, Lin Moyu felt the fluctuation of the 5-color fire again, and the 5-color fire became unstable. Once again, Lin Moyu's idea was verified. The flash fire level here is not enough, and the limit is the extinction of all colors. It is imperative to find the source of refined fire. The process went smoothly, and the result was exactly as Lin Moyu expected. Lin Moyu got a brand new 5-color fine fire smoothly, and then put it away. Then he followed the same pattern and began to search for the traces of flashing fire all over the world, and began to cultivate colorful fires one by one. Zhu Qiwu still sat on the number 10 fortress, facing the center of the entire battlefield, and closed his eyes in silence. No one knew what he was thinking, what he was doing. In Fortress No. 10, there were quite a few gods coming and going, and they had all seen Zhu Qiwu sitting in the extraterrestrial sky of the fortress. And seeing it is thousands of years. Zhu Qiwu has been sitting for thousands of years, but there is no record of how many years. He is sitting here, motionless. It is said that he is practicing. But because of his extraordinary status, as the owner of Fortress No. 10 and also the leader of the human race in the Suzaku battlefield, no one dared to raise any objections. He doesn't say it on the surface, but there are still people who are not convinced in his heart. Until one day, a giant starry sky beast rushed out from the very center of the battlefield. The starry sky behemoth possesses the 8th level strength of a god, and it is unstoppable on a rampage. Several gods of the human race were injured, and the situation is not optimistic. Once the giant beast in the starry sky that even God can't stop it comes to the area where the God King is, the consequences will be disastrous. In the end Zhu Qiwu made a move, and he slapped it with a palm that was thousands of miles away from the starry sky. The giant beast in the starry sky, which is equivalent to the 8th level deity, was torn apart and died tragically on the spot. That is, after that time, everyone was dissatisfied with Zhu Qiwu for not daring to say anything. In the big world, people speak with their fists. Zhu Qiwu proved his strength and ruled Zhu battlefield. Zhu Qiwu suddenly opened his eyes, with a little surprise in his eyes. Lin Moyu can artificially cultivate 5-color fine fire. Even for him, this is the first time he has heard that the best stellar fine fire can be cultivated artificially. When Zhu Jian asked him to do so, he did agree to take care of Lin Moyu. In fact, it is just to take care of it, as long as he is guaranteed not to die. A genius, in his tens of thousands of years of life, he has seen many. In the countless thousands of years of the human race's history, there are countless geniuses. But the so-called geniuses, how many people can really become talents in the end? If you can't break through, even if you reach the peak of God Venerable, so what? In his view, a genius is nothing more than that, just a little more opportunities than others. From the bottom of his heart, he doesn't think highly of geniuses. His third junior brother, Zhu Tian, the domain master of the Suzaku star field, was even better than his own celestial group when he came back. Whether it is understanding or talent, they are far better than themselves. But in the end, he was still ahead of him. At the end of the practice, the name of a genius may only be a burden, not a motivation. So at that time, he didn't pay much attention to it. He just asked one of his avatars to look at Lin Moyu and ensure that he would not die. But what happened later made him feel a little unreal. When Lin Moyu is at the first level of True God, he can slaughter the peak of True God. The terrifying ability to leapfrog and fight was enough to surprise him. But this is okay, and it is not completely unacceptable. There are indeed similar things in history. The ability to fight by leapfrogging will gradually weaken as the level increases. After reaching the second level of the True God, Lin Moyu became even more exaggerated and perverted. He no longer fought across the border, but across borders. Slaughtering the peak of the True God is like slaughtering a dog. The combat power has completely stood at the level of the God King. In the final battle against the Abyssal Dragon Demon, I don't know what method was used to kill the Abyssal Dragon Demon on the spot. At that time, he couldn't help but want to fight, but he didn't expect Lin Moyu to fight back successfully in the end. In addition to combat power, the most magical thing is the artificial cultivation of 5-color fine fire. At that time, he was numb and almost showed his figure, but was discovered by Lin Moyu. Zhu Qiwu murmured, "The army of millions of skeletons can easily slaughter the 10,000-meter skeletons at the peak of the True Gods. They also have not weak combat power, soul attack methods, and artificially cultivate the best stellar fire." After thinking for a long time, Zhu Qiwu couldn't figure it out either. Lin Moyu seems to be an outlier in his 10,000 years of life, and in the end he just summed it up with one sentence: "Is this still a human being? Could it be that there will be a second god of war in our human race?" Zhu Qiwu became interested and decided to continue staring at it, and even divided his mind even more. He wants to see what surprises Lin Moyu can bring to himself. In the fourth stellar fine fire group, Lin Moyu went back and forth, looking for traces of the flash fire. There are not many fires, but they will also appear. On average, one flower can be found every 1 or 2 days. Blossoming multicolored fine fires were cultivated by him. Lin Moyu sometimes thinks, if that girl Yu Qingru is here, seeing that she can cultivate 5-color essence fire, she might go crazy. It took more than 20 days for Lin Moyu to cultivate a colorful fire. Part of the more than 50,000 stellar essence fires on his body was consumed, and a fraction was consumed, leaving no more, no less, exactly 50,000. After doing the calculations, Lin Moyu didn't stay any longer, and left the area of the fourth stellar fine fire, heading for a deeper flight. Suzaku Battlefield, 38 area of number 5 war zone, spherical structure, 0.1 light-year in diameter. 0.1 light-year is converted into kilometers, which is close to 1 trillion kilometers. Based on this calculation, even the fourth stellar fine fire group can only be regarded as a marginal area. Only through the void of 400 billion kilometers, reach the fifth star group of fine fires. Reaching the area known as the source of fine fire is the real arrival at the center of Area 38. Soon Lin Moyu found out why it was called the origin of Jingmi. After leaving the fourth stellar Jinguo group and flying at full power for 10 days, Lin Moyu saw a huge fireball. It is not an ordinary fireball. The diameter of the fireball reaches 100 kilometers, like a star, traveling through the starry sky at an astonishing speed. The fireball flew past Lin Moyu, bringing blazing heat. Under the burning of the fine fire, the dark star is gradually shrinking. In the end, the dark star will be completely burned, leaving only the fine fire. Looking at the direction they were flying to, Lin Moyu had a vague guess in his heart. The fine fires of the first to fourth stellar fine fire groups are very likely to come from this. Everything cannot be born out of thin air, there is always a reason and a source. Lin Moyu feels as if he has discovered the origin of the stellar fine fire. I also gradually understood why it was called the source of fine fire. As he continued to go deeper, there were more and more Jinguo numbers across the void. Most of the fine fires did not ignite the dark star, but flew alone. Like the rain of fire falling from the sky, the fireballs erupted by volcanoes crossed the starry sky alone. A small number of fine fires ignited the dark star, accompanied by the dark star, and traveled in the starry sky. The shell in the hand lights up as Lin Moyu points out the direction. A dark star appeared, and Lin Moyu flew over immediately. In a short distance of less than 500,000 kilometers, Lin Moyu once again encountered several fine fires flying by. Watching Jinguo pass by, the nearest one is less than 1,000 kilometers away from me, so it can be said to be close to me. Lin Moyu felt strange, and felt that the number of spirits seemed to have increased. This change was sudden and uneven. However, he didn't think too much, but followed the guidance of the shell and came to the place where the flashing star was about to appear. After waiting for almost an hour, the flashing star has not yet appeared. The front line of sight suddenly lit up, and a large number of light spots appeared. Each point of light is a stellar fire, and some of them are extremely bright, which is the star fire after igniting the dark star. Is this a meteor shower? There is no such thing as a meteor shower, it is clearly a rain of stellar fine fire. The eyes are getting brighter and brighter, and countless stars are rushing towards them. Lin Moyu felt something was wrong. Suddenly the starry sky around him fluctuated, and a huge force hit him. Lin Moyu smashed into the fine fire rain uncontrollably, and the fine fire rain was mixed with ignited dark stars, and hit Lin Moyu heavily. Lin Moyu was hit by Jinguo like a rubber ball. Lin Moyu couldn't move for the time being, so he could only endure silently. If it was another true god peak, his body would have been smashed to pieces long ago, and even his soul would have been burned to ashes by the fire. But Lin Moyu's whole body exuded a hazy white light, and he forcibly survived. Lai Yan, the essence of fire, emerges out of thin air from the internal organs and burns the internal organs. Huge power drilled into the body from the outside, spread to the limbs, and rampaged in the body. The two forces worked together to multiply the damage to the body. Coupled with the subsequent collision of the dark star and the burning of the fine fire, the undead army replaced Lin Moyu to suffer the damage silently, collapsed and reborn in silence, and died from death. Until Lin Moyu managed to regain control of his body, and with a touch of purple light, he escaped from the range covered by the fine fire rain. The talent was activated, and Lin Moyu was terrified and a little scared. Flashing star and flashing fire are actually combined together. The flashing star that he deliberately came to the door to refine his body was also ignited by the fine fire, and possessed the characteristics of both the flashing star and the flashing fire. With one impact, internal and external body training is carried out at the same time. The risk factor multiplied, just happened to encounter the fine fire rain, and was burned by the fine fire and the impact of the dark star. It's really a leak in the house and it rains all night, misfortunes never come singly. Fortunately, I made it through. The undead army collapsed 5 times just now, and my talent was activated. Then the undead army collapsed twice in a row. It can be said that the blow just now was more terrifying than the attack of the abyssal dragon demon. It is absolutely possible to instantly kill the peak of the true god, even if the god king is here. It will peel off the skin if it is not dead. But the benefits are also obvious. After this impact, the strength of the physical body also doubles. Lin Moyu felt that her skin became stronger and more elastic, and there was a faint silver glow flowing on the skin. It's not an illusion, you can only see it if you look very carefully. Not only the skin, flesh and blood, bones, internal organs, all have silver light flowing. The body flows silver, the real god realm. The physical body finally broke through the super god realm and reached the true god realm. Flowing silver in the flesh is a symbol of the true god realm. When the day comes, the body will flow gold, and it will be the body of God King realm. But that's still a long way off. The improvement of the physical body is more difficult than the improvement of the realm of cultivation. The physical body of the true God realm, with powerful forces gushing out from every corner. At this moment, even if he doesn't use any spells, he can compete with ordinary true gods. And the physical body is strong, the defense power will also increase, and the security will be further improved. It is said that there used to be a mysterious race that did not practice magic but only cultivated the body until the body became holy and crushed the gods. Unfortunately, this race has been annihilated in the years. In today's big world, there are still some physically powerful races. For example, the physical body of the Dragon Clan is extremely powerful, and the Dragon Clan of the God-level realm can basically reach the God King realm, which is only one level lower than its own realm. But even the Dragon Clan doesn't specialize in the physical body, and still focuses on the soul. A strong physical body is just their natural capital, and they will not deliberately cultivate. Among all the races that Lin Moyu has seen, including a large number of human races, except himself, only Yu Qingru is cultivating the physical body. The journey of the physical body seems to have really declined. Lin Moyu collected his mind and flew towards the source of the fire again. After he left, Zhuge Wu's clone appeared in the dark starry sky. It's really courageous to think of a soul-body fellow practitioner in the real God realm. This kid is not only strong in attack, but also strong in defense, and the third child has a good vision. Zhuge Wu's eyes were burning, and he disappeared into the darkness again, following him quietly. Lin Moyu continued to search for Xing 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 Huo, and in the next 10 days, he found him several times. This time, I didn't encounter Jinguoyu again, nor did I find that the flashing stars and the flashing lights merged together. Under the impact of the flashing stars, the skin, flesh and bones were strengthened. However, Lin Moyu also found that after his physical body reached the real God realm, the effect of the flashing star seemed to weaken. The ascension speed of the physical body began to decrease. This kind of change is also expected by Lin Moyu. When the increase remains unchanged, the base becomes larger, and the rate of increase will naturally decrease. But in the current situation where there is no way to cultivate the physical body, using flashing stars and flashing fire to temper the physical body is still the best way. Lin Moyu continued to search for the flashing star tirelessly, while maintaining a considerable speed, moving towards the source of fine fire. As it gets closer to the source of the fine fire, the number of fine fire passing through the void is gradually increasing. During the period, I saw several fine fire rains. Large areas of fine fire, carrying a majestic momentum, cross the void. Most of the fine fires will consume their own life on the way, and they will be extinguished before they reach the group of fine fires. Only a small number of fine fires can really reach the group of fine fires. Lin Moyu speculates whether there is a volcano in the center of the Jinguo source, constantly erupting the Jingxing Jinguo. The distance of 400 billion kilometers, plus Lin Moyu stopped from time to look for flashing stars halfway. It took a full 200 days to arrive. The picture in front of my eyes changed, and suddenly I entered a bright and dazzling world from the dark and dim starry sky. The fiery wind blows head-on. There is wind in the starry sky. Lin Moyu felt it a little bit, and immediately understood. Where is the wind? This is basically the heat flow brought up by the fine fire of the stars. It can be understood as the fragments of stellar flames, tiny flame particles that are too shattered to be shattered, so small that they are invisible to the naked eye, and hundreds of times smaller than dust. Countless flame particles fused together, bringing warmth and high temperature. Lin Moyu saw the source of the fine fire, and from a distance, it was a fiercely burning fireball. There are still a full billion kilometers away, but the temperature here has exceeded 10 million degrees. If the true God approaches, it will quickly reach the limit that the true God realm can bear. If you don't have the ability to fight across borders, you can't get close at all. But it is very strange that the flame particles disappeared abruptly after flying over a billion kilometers. Lin Moyu retreated 100 meters, and the temperature dropped suddenly, from a high temperature of tens of millions of degrees, to below zero. The range of 100 meters is like a dividing line, separating the icy void from the fiery sea of fire, Nuo Dezhao. In fact, the same is true in the first to fourth stellar Jinguo groups before this, but their range is a little smaller. Unlike the source of fine fire, the scope is so huge and the changes are so drastic. The world is so big, there are so many wonders, it's really amazing. Quote, Lin Moyu sighed, and returned to, entering the sphere of influence of the fine fire source. There is no dark star here, only the stellar fire is floating. Once inside, the shell quickly lit up, and an arrow appeared. The corners of Lin Moyu's mouth slightly lifted into a smile. It seemed that he was lucky to find flash fire just after he arrived. The void has endured the tempering of the flashing stars continuously, and the strength of the skin, flesh and bones has surpassed the viscera. Losing balance is not a good thing. Lin Moyu needs flash fire to increase the strength of the internal organs. When I came to the place where the flash of fire was about to appear, I didn't wait long this time, and the fire flashed by. Lin Moyu instantly turned into a pyroman, burning blazingly, looking like a miniature fine fire from a distance. In the spirit fire, Lin Moyu's expression did not change at all. He didn't even frown, as if he didn't feel any pain. On the contrary, there was a little excitement in his eyes. The fine fire in the source of the fine fire is more powerful than the fine fire in other areas. Even if the 9th level of the true God is attacked by the flash fire here, it will be a narrow escape. In fact, it is not a secret to cultivate the physical body with the flashing star and flashing fire. As long as you have been in the battlefield for a while, you can almost know it. But if you know it, you know that there are very few people who really use the twinkling stars to cultivate the physical body. One is because it is too difficult to find the flashing stars, and the other is that it is too powerful, and it is easy to hang up if you are not careful. Even if you can survive, you will definitely be injured. The battlefield is not a safe zone, on the contrary, it is very dangerous. Once injured, it is very likely to attract powerful enemies, and eventually die. So knowing it is one thing, being able to do it is another. Lin Moyu couldn't find Xing Xing Xinghua at first, but fortunately he had the shells given by Yu Qingru, so he could really use Xing 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 to cultivate his body. Lin Moyu enjoys the power brought by the flash fire, and the thrill of physical enhancement is very charming. This feeling of surging power is fascinating. The heart was beating rhythmically, making a clear thump. Lin Moyu could clearly feel that the internal organs became much stronger again. Especially the heart fused with the heart of flame is the most powerful member of the internal organs. It's every 343 beats. The blood flowing out will contain strange power, slowly and steadily strengthening the physical body. Even without flashing star and flashing fire, Lin Moyu's physical body will become stronger and stronger after a long enough time. Looking for the flashing fire, while moving towards the source of the fine fire. The temperature is getting higher and higher, and when there are 500 million kilometers left, the temperature finally breaks through 100 million degrees. This has exceeded the limit that the true God realm can bear, no matter whether you are the 9th level true God or the peak of the true God. Even if you have the ability to fight across borders, you cannot survive here. The high temperature of more than 100 million degrees is roasting the flesh, and the real God will be roasted and melted in less than a minute here. Once the protection of the physical body is lost, the fragile soul is completely exposed, and it will also be burned to death in an instant. Lin Moyu felt the terrifying high temperature, thinking quickly in his mind, if you want to survive here in the real God realm, you have to rely on external things. For example, some magic weapons that can prevent fire, but even so, they still cannot be maintained for a long time. The most fundamental solution is to strengthen the physical body. As long as the physical body can reach the real God realm, even if it is the first level of the true God, it cannot have the high temperature here. Lin Moyu has the right to speak about this. He is not afraid of high temperature by virtue of his real body, Akai. This is also one of the benefits brought by a strong physical body. But for most cultivators, there are two big realms between the physical body and the cultivation base. Not to mention true gods, even if they are god kings, most of the flesh bodies of god kings are just super gods. So there are very few people who can come here. I don't know if that girl will come here. Lin Moyu suddenly thought of Yu Qingru. Yu Qingru also possessed the physical body of a true god, and mastered the laws of space, much faster than herself. If Yu Qingru wanted to come here, she would have arrived long ago. In just 1 billion kilometers, Lin Moyu spent 10 days in groups. The main reason is that he is looking for the flash fire, using the flash fire to strengthen his internal organs, so as to keep the internal and external strength of the physical body in balance. To Lin Moyu's delight, there are quite a few flash fires here, and they are easy to find. When he stood less than 100 million kilometers away from the source of the fine fire, he finally saw the true face of the source of the fine fire. It's not an imaginary volcano, but a huge star burning with blue flames. In front of the stars, there are countless stellar fires, which block its blue light, so Lin Moyu didn't notice it when it was far away. The temperature of the blue flame is much higher than that of ordinary stellar fine fire, and much higher than that of 5-color fine fire. The coquettish blue is slowly twisting in the starry sky. The star is not standing still, it is slowly rotating. Every time it rotates, a large number of flame particles will be blown out, and waves of high temperatures exceeding 100 million degrees will sweep outward. Accompanied by the wind-like flame particles, many star fires left their original positions and flew towards the outside world. Moreover, the startup speed of stellar fine fire is very fast, and the flight speed exceeds 50,000 km per second, which is faster than Lin Moyu's flight speed. Lin Moyu looked at it for a while, and finally understood how the stellar fire was produced. The stellar fine fire is produced by this blue star. Lin Moyu saw with his own eyes that a flame flew out of the blue star, and then the temperature dropped significantly, and the flame degenerated from blue to red, and finally formed a stellar flame. The source of the stellar fire has been clarified, so what is the source of the flash fire? Lin Moyu saw a strange picture. He saw behind the blue star, it was not bright. The light should be emitted in all directions. Apart from the blue stars here, there are countless ordinary stellar fires, and the light is extremely abundant. But why is there no light on the back of the blue star? Curious, Lin Moyu went around, wanting to see what happened. At this time, he was only 100 million kilometers away from the source of the fine fire. Even if he made a circle, it would not be too far away. Just after flying not far away, suddenly there was an arrow light flying past in front of his eyes, and it flew into the distance in an instant and disappeared. It's Brother Zhu. Lin Moyu recognized at a glance that it was the arrow light from Zhu Jiangxing, and he was fighting with people. Without thinking too much, Lin Moyu rushed over immediately. The vibration of the law is getting stronger and stronger, pointing out the direction for Lin Moyu. Soon Lin Moyu saw the battlefield where Zhu Jiangxing was fighting a huge python. The boa constrictor is covered with golden scales and looks golden. Its scales look very strange, with a very round feeling, just like the gold coins used by the human race a long time ago. Money python. The money python family can barely be considered a powerful race in the big world, but they are not really a strong family. Judging from the ranking, they couldn't even make it into the top 50. The reason is that there are not many money pythons, which is also a common problem of many races. However, the individual strength of the money python is strong, and it is at the forefront among its peers. Zhu Jiangxing fought with it, refusing to give in to each other. Zhu Jiangxing is very strong, at the peak of the true god, and has the strength to fight across borders. Even an ordinary first-rank god king is not necessarily Zhu Jiangxing's opponent. Zhu Jiangxing's field of laws collided fiercely with the field of laws of the money python. Starburst. Zhu Jiangxing drew the bow and shot the arrow, and at the same time let out a low shout, which resounded through the soul. His law field expanded 10 times in an instant, occupying a starry sky of 100,000 kilometers, covering the money python and its law field in it. Countless bows and arrows appeared in the field of law, and with Zhu Jiangxing's actions, the bows and arrows were automatically filled. The money python let out a howl, its whole body coiled into a ball, and the law field retracted at the same time, like a snake egg, firmly protecting itself. It was ready to take Zhu Jiangxing's arrow hard. At this moment, Lin Moyu realized that something was wrong. Although the money python seemed to shrink into a ball, it left a thin thread the size of a human hair, which flew out soundlessly and hung on Zhu Jiangxing's whiskers. Oops! Lin Moyu thumped in his heart. Zhu Jiangxing didn't notice this, the arrow had left the string.